Another video. Today I'm going to be doing some motherhood content. I actually have a whole motherhood playlist called Baby and Me, so where I talk about all my motherhood experiences. That's kind of how I restarted my channel, talking about my motherhood experience. So I've got a special guest today and we're going to be talking about C-section and natural birth. By the way, ignore anything. Yeah, disclaimer, ignore anything that's going to be happening, popping in. This is what it's all about. So yeah, we're going to try and do our best. So this is just the real part of it. So I've got my special guest today, so I'm going to let her introduce herself and then we're going to get right into it.
Hi guys, my name is Timmy. My mom to a 1-year-old boy. His name is Timmy, so Timmy and Timmy.
Okay, cool. So I had a natural birth. You guys, I've done videos about my birth story, what it was like, so you guys go ahead and watch those videos. Timmy had a C-section, so just explain a little bit about getting into that and your experience a little bit. Yeah.
So at first I wanted a natural birth, and I also adamant about it. A month to my delivery, I did some tests and then they had to check through the baby, if the baby is making sound, the weight of the baby. So my midwife actually told me to go to the hospital because she couldn't get the heartbeat or something. So I went to the hospital and then they did my measurements and then they find out that it was going to be a big baby. So at first they wanted me to have an induced labor.
Yeah.
But then I started panicking because I've had a lot of rumors about induced labor.
Which, but I'm sorry, which by the way I've done a video about, because a lot of, there's so many negative, yeah, there's so many negative things about induced labor. Which actually I was scared about, but you guys go and watch that video because it was actually really good. And how many weeks were you at that time?
So I was about 36 weeks.
Okay.
Yeah. So about 36 weeks, and I was like, they were like, they're gonna have to induce me when I'm 40 weeks just to avoid the baby being bigger than its current weight was. So I was scared. I was like, no, I don't want to induce. I've had people having to go into the induced labor and then end up with a C-section or end up with a tear. So there were so many stories that made me fearful.
Yeah.
So eventually I started doing lots of work because I was like, my baby must come either before or on the day I must go in. Naturally, like in labor, that it's time for me to give birth. Eventually I keep with my annual checkup, and then 3 days before my due date I started having contraction, but I was not dilating, so I was having really bad contraction. I remembered what the midwife told me and antenatal, so I started calculating, like, you know, the timer, the contraction timer. I downloaded it on my phone. I started observing the contraction. At least from Friday night, I just realized I was having belly pain, like period cramp. So I was like, this is weird. So after like an hour, it actually was very intense. So I started like calculating, okay, how long the contraction is and how close it is, because like that's the only time you could actually go to the hospital. So inside me I was really happy that I was not going to be induced, but the fear or the unknown. So contracting, went to the hospital like around 6 AM in the morning. That was Saturday morning. So because from Friday night to Saturday morning I was in so much pain. I thought, okay, maybe it's time. So when I was only one centimeter dilated, sent me back home. I was in so much pain because I wanted the water bath as well. That was another thing. So I went home. The pain was going in and out, in and out. So when it was evening time again, I went back and it was still 1 centimeter dilated. I remember I could not sleep, I could not eat because I was in so much pain.
And that's so crazy because like even if you're in so much pain, until you are like at a certain time, they won't even see you, like because there's no point of going to the hospital because they can just send you home as well. And it's so scary as because we're both first-time mums. As a first-time mum, you don't know what to expect. Like you don't know what level of pain.
You don't even know what's going on with the baby.
And the thing is, like, any pain is too much pain for you.
As far as it was not period pain, bigger than period pain.
So you're thinking, I need to see somebody right now. But they're thinking, no,
you're fine. Stay at home, have a water bath, which I did at the second time. I had a water bath,
like a warm bath.
Yeah, so hot water in my bath. Stayed in there for a couple of hours. It relieves. It relieves that I was so addicted to it. I didn't want to stand up because it was helping the pain. It was like a therapy. Yeah. So stayed there for a long time. Then after Sunday, now I'm just trying to, because it was Friday night to Sunday until Monday.
I've been in pain.
Yeah.
Wow.
And no sleep. No sleep whatsoever. I could not sleep. So I had to complain to the midwife when I eventually went to the hospital on Sunday evening that I've been in pain since Friday and I'm still not dilating, because they keep saying I was 1 centimeter dilated, 2 centimeter dilated, and which was really awful. And so she gave me some medication. I can't remember the name anymore now. Daddy, it helped, but it allowed me to sleep for like 2 hours. Yeah. And then the pain resumed.
Because those medication, like they make you drowsy more than anything. You just end up falling asleep.
So I slept for like 2 hours, woke up, back to the same storyline. So Monday morning, went to the hospital, still the same. They're like, oh, if anything, they'll have to take me to the labor ward. So Monday evening I had enough because I went for a walk. I did everything I could think about. I did everything. Eventually went back to the
guys, please just bear with us.
And I went to the barrack center.
No, it's not yours. No,
share. You need to share.
You keep not being nice. Just like, come to me.
Sorry about that. So Monday evening, went back to the water bath center and then find out my labor. Well, I was still 1 centimeter dilated. Gave me paracetamol.
After 3 days.
Yes. They find out my BP was really high. So they're like, they have to transfer me to the labor ward. I was crying. I was like, I didn't, because I wanted water bath so badly.
So they give you the C-section because your BP was really high.
So why they gave me the C-section was my contraction, because they had to keep me under observation.
Yeah.
And then every 15 minutes they had to check my BP, check its heart rate. Its heart rate was really good, but my BP kept going high. Then I think one of the doctors, she was a really good doctor. Like, she was really good. She had my full attention that day. She was just coming in to check me. Yeah. So she checked to see where it's positioned, because 3 weeks before having him, I did a scan to see if it's like settled down and all that, which it was. Yeah. But when she checked that night, it was Monday night, they find out that it was on the wrong position. Oh. So it was facing down, but
he came back.
No, it was facing down, but then its back was meant to be like at the front. Yeah. Why its front was meant to be like by your back, but was the other way around. So it was facing the stomach's like the belly side. Yeah. And why his back was obviously resting at my back. Yeah. And that was what made the whole contracting painful and not dilating, because it wasn't in the right.
Wow.
right order he was meant to. The boy was chilling.
Oh my gosh.
The boy was chilling while his mother was having BP, like high blood pressure and all. So eventually because they find out that because they had to break my water, and when they break the water, then they find out that it's done. What's the name they call it? When the first pull they ever have, which is quite dangerous for their health.
Yeah. So
because of that, they had to like put me on epidural because I was still on. At this point, I was in so much pain that I was very high.
Did the epidural
The
work?
second time he did, but the first time he didn't. And apparently there was a time I almost gave up. I didn't know, but they said so.
What do you mean you almost gave up?
So they almost lost me, apparently.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So they almost lost me, but one way or the other, I came back. I remember there was a time I was very high on the air and gas.
Yeah.
I was really high on it.
Yeah, I think I was as well, to be fair.
I was really high on it, but eventually the lady they gave me a second dose of epidural. I was really scared of that because of the rumor story as well.
I think that's why it's like it's good to watch different types of videos, but it's good to watch the positive ones as well because they are positive ones.
The second dose worked for me, and I had to just stay stiff because I've heard of if you shake your body, then you could become paralyzed and all that. So I was really scared about that.
When they put it in.
Yeah. So I just had to remain stable, like no. So eventually the doctor came up, explained to me, made me sign some documents, and told me that I will have a C-section by 6 in the morning, Tuesday morning. And at that point I was really hungry. But she was like, I should try not to eat, but I was really hungry. I had something little and I ended up throwing up. Eventually, 6 o'clock, I had him. I was really scared because it was my first time being in the theater. So, went in eventually with my partner, and then it came out, I think, 6:47. So it took about 47 minutes.
So obviously you was numb then, did you?
Yeah.
So do you remember much of it?
Yes, clearly, because I could feel the pain.
Really?
It was like I could feel the old pressure of
them pulling the hair.
Pulling in.
Right.
So the pressure, I could feel every single thing, but I could not move my body. And at some point I was really tired. I just wanted to sleep.
Yeah.
But they were like, I can't sleep.
Really? Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna go into a part 2. So I hope you guys could get a little bit of a gist of her story. If anyone has gone through anything similar, or if you're about to give birth and you've gone through experiencing anything similar, you're about to have a C-section and they've told you you're gonna have a C-section, just a little bit of a backstory. So guys, watch part 2. She's gonna talk a little bit more about being in the theatre, and then we're gonna kind of bounce notes what it's like. I got induced and just being in the labour room, because before you actually go in the labour room, you're in a different room, like you're in a ward. Like if you get induced, I don't know if it's the same as well, like you're just in a separate ward until your water breaks and everything, and then they take you to
where you're meant
the labour room, which is just you and the nurses. So we're going to talk a little bit more about that. So guys, follow me on my social media. It's going to be at the end, so if you've got any questions, or even comment down below if you've got any questions or anything like that, then we could always answer those specific questions. But thank you so much for watching, guys. Please do like, comment and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye
guys.
Thank you for staying till the end. Excuse all of this, okay? But yeah guys, love you guys. Bye.